Some sad news to report in the world of basketball as legendary NBA player and analyst Bill Walton has passed away today. Bill Walton was an icon in college. Born in November 1952 in La Mesa, California, he was raised with three siblings. All that. He really, he really liked basketball. So he was a high school basketball star. Unfortunately, though, he would go through breaking an ankle, a leg, several bones, and knee surgery. And it didn't help that between his sophomore and junior years, he grew from 6'1" to 6'7", so 6 inches. All that. Walton helped his school win a California state championship. And then was a big recruit of John Wooden and his UCLA Bruins. Walton would be a superstar for 4 years under Coach Wooden. I mean, his older brother Bruce actually played football at UCLA. Bill Walton was a massive part of UCLA's great runs and all that. Now, Walton would not play for the varsity squad in his freshman season under NCAA rules. So he had to be a sophomore to be on the main squad. In 1972, they were 30-0, winning by an average of 30 points per game. And Walton had played alongside Henry Bibby, Jamal Wilkes, and Swen Nader. All that. Walton would have a memorable semifinal match for UCLA, scoring 33 points and 21 rebounds against Louisville, and then had 24 points, 20 rebounds against Florida State in the final. Walton was named the most outstanding player in that 72 tournament. In 73, they again went 30-0. And Walton would have one of the most individual performances in NCAA basketball championship history. Walton would put up 44 points on near perfect shooting. He only missed one shot in that entire game. He added 13 rebounds, and the Bruins beat Memphis 87-66. He still has the record for most points in a championship game with 44. Never duplicated it. Walton was part of that UCLA squad that shockingly lost to Notre Dame in Notre Dame and all that. Anyway, he tried to help UCLA win the championship, another championship, but they lost in double overtime in a famous semifinal match. Walton played 50 minutes of that double overtime game and had 29 points, 18 rebounds. He was pretty good and all that. San Diego in the ABA drafted him in the ABA draft, but he wasn't interested. Portland had the number one pick in the 1974 draft, and why not pick Bill Walton? And he did. As a rookie, he averaged double-double in 35 games. Unfortunately, though, in his first 2 seasons, he had chronic foot injuries caused by his body. And then he would actually badly sprain an ankle, break his left wrist twice, dislocate 2 toes, dislocate 2 fingers, break a toe, and injured his leg in a Jeep accident. However, he helped the Trailblazers become the Cinderella story in 1977. He did quite well for the Trailblazers. And after losing the first 2 games to Philly in the final, they actually won 4 straight to shock everyone. Walton would have a great Game 6 with 20 points, 23 rebounds in the title-clinching victory. Overall, he had 18.5 points per game, 19 rebounds per game, and was named Finals MVP. He actually only played 58 games in the 1978 season because he broke his foot ending his season, which was weird because Walton seemed to be pretty good, and the Trailblazers actually were 50-10 with him in the lineup. Nevertheless, he was still named MVP for some strange reason. Walton did come back for the playoffs, but injured himself in the second game of the first round against Seattle. Walton would never play for the Trailblazers again. He actually demanded to be traded, saying that basically the Blazers front office did not to his injuries quite well. He sat out the 1979 season in protest, and when he became a free agent, he signed with San Diego when the Clippers were in San Diego. In 5 seasons with Portland, he played only 209 games, scoring 17.1 points, 13.5 rebounds per game, but still. So yeah, so Walton would get a 7-year, $7 million contract. Unfortunately, injured his injured foot would cost him, and he would actually miss the 81 and 82 seasons because of his injury. And a lot of people said he was basically done for and all that. However, he would play more and more games throughout the years. He only played 33 games in 1983. However, he played 67, in 1985. He loved his hometown and all that. But he did not like Donald Sterling at all. This was before Sterling's problems. In 169 games with the Clippers, Walton put up 11.9 points and 9.9 rebounds per game. The Clippers never made the playoffs in his tenure. All that. He reached out to some teams, and Boston picked him up. Walton was traded by the Clippers to the Celtics for Cedric Cornbird Maxwell and a first-round pick in '86, which was Arvydas Sabonis, who would go on to do well with Portland, of all teams. A lot of people were shocked about Bill Walton playing for the team, but he played 80 games in the 1986 season, scoring 7.6 points, 6.8 rebounds, and all that. He was a reliable backup to Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish. He would play alongside Larry Bird, Danny Ainge, and Dennis Johnson, winning the Sixth Man of the Year award in 1986, meaning the best player off the bench. Becoming the only player ever to be an NBA Finals MVP, a regular season MVP, and a Sixth Man of the Year thing. Walton did quite well in the playoffs, and averaging 8 points, 6.7 rebounds per game in the final against the Rockets. He was practically injured and all that. He only played 90 games for the Celtics. He only played 10 games after that 86 season. He was actually selected to the 1972 All-Star, the U.S. basketball team, to play in the Olympics in Munich, but he refused to participate because of a political statement, all that. A lot of people said that, Bill Walton probably might have helped the Americans win against the Soviets in the final. But, of course, we all know the Americans got cheated. Some say he was the greatest Portland Trailblazer of all time. Some say it's probably Damian Lillard. Anyway, in the media, he became a color commentator. He worked for CBS in their final year of the NBA stuff, and then he went to NBC and was one, if not the main color commentator for NBC's coverage when they had the basketball coverage from 1990 to 2002. He would also do ABC stuff from 02 to 09. Well, ABC/ESPN 02 and 09. He would have back problems leaving ESPN, and then he would come back when he could do it all that. His commentary was known for his catchphrases and hyperbole and all that. And he was typically paired on national games with Steve Snapper Jones. So, anyway, Bill Walton did his job. He resided in San Diego with his wife Lori, having 4 sons, including Luke Walton, who won 2 NBA titles with the Lakers in 09 and 10, making him the first father-son pairing to win multiple NBA championships. Luke became head coach of the Lakers and the Sacramento Kings in his thing and all that. Yeah, he was a vegetarian meditation practitioner, but his ankle problems just had a lot of problems and all that. Unfortunately, Walter passed away of cancer today, and it's just like so sad and all that. And let's not forget about him being mentioned by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the 1980 movie Airplane, saying, "Tell your old man to drag Walton and Lanier up and down the court for 48 minutes." I don't know why Abdul-Jabbar would say that because, Anyway, yeah, he was a fine man. Bill Walton has died at the age of 71. We'll be back.